we having already a podcast in Greece. Yes, we do, and actually, it is really popular in Greece. We have done that for over a year now. So this was the main reason that we also want to expand to English. For sure, because we have the equipment, but also because we want, one, to close clients, and two, to to improve our pronunciation. Am I right?
Yes, also like to improve our pronunciation.
Yeah.
So don't judge us for our pronunciation. We are getting better.
Antti,
John?
this is our first podcast, AdBreakers podcast. How are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling really good. AdBreakers. I think it's a good name for a podcast. But do you want to say to the audience why we selected this name?
Yeah. First of all, we wanted a name for our agency.
You can say the cheesy line and also like the real.
Yeah. The fake reason is that we have a marketing agency, paid ads marketing and creative agency that creates ads that break the internet. This is the official and fake reason. But the actual reason why we named this way our marketing agency and also our podcast is because this was a .com name that we have actually found that it was actually cheap from all the ideas that we had. Like the com was relatively cheap. Wasn't like too cheap, but it was cheap. That's why we selected that name.
Yes, and it's like the name of our agency. So for like, you can understand which reasons we call it also like AdBreakers the podcast, for the clients, the potential clients that we will found to be able to find also the podcast. So we want to make more popular the name of the agency as well, but also this podcast because we like podcasting. Yeah. We are already doing podcast in Greek, but we decided that we are working with our agency outside, with US, UK, like with clients from abroad. Why to have only a Greek podcast? Let's do also an English podcast. And from the moment that we have invested a lot of money to our Greek podcast, as you can see the studio here, we have invested a lot of money. We were doing it from our home initially, the previous podcast. Also this podcast, maybe we will switch from home because it's easier from home, to be honest. But yeah,
that is one of the reasons why. First of all, like the AdBreakers name, because I would like to talk about that too. Like the AdBreakers name, like it's a good name for podcast. Like it definitely makes sense for an agency, like be AdBreakers, because like the ad break is the commercial break that you do like in podcasts and stuff like that. And so it makes sense for an agency, but it also makes sense for a podcast. I have also seen like there was a podcast that was called AdBreakers in the past. It wasn't like it was a section, like a show that
mini-series inside the podcast.
Yeah, inside the bigger podcast that was called AdBreakers. And what they actually did, they were rating commercial like TV commercials based on like the idea and the execution and stuff like that, and how good they are selling the product. So this was a mini series. I don't remember which media company did that. I'm not entirely sure, but I can search it. And so that goes to show that we have selected a good name.
So for people to actually like know, we were thinking to do the podcast, but we didn't know like how to give it a name, to give it another name. Like it was not the idea like to give it the agency's name. So John, he was looking for names, and he was looking. When we started considering AdBreakers, the name of the agency for the podcast, he was looking around if there is something like similar, and he found this mini series, and he said from the moment that he found this mini series, yeah, it makes sense. Let's call it. Call it AdBreakers.
The business or the media company that had this mini series was Drum. It is a really known company in US. But anyway, also I want to address the thing that you already told about we having already a podcast in Greece. Yes, we do, and actually, it is really popular in Greece, and we have done that for over a year now. So this was the main reason that we also want to expand to English. Uh, for sure, because we have the equipment, but also because we want one to close clients and two to fix our to improve our pronunciation. Am I right?
Yes. Also like to improve our pronunciation.
Yeah.
So don't judge us for our pronunciation. We are getting better. We are coming closer to a good result. So
Closer? What means? Because we are not close, but anyway. We don't need to be close. You can hear us as we are right now. It's
Yes.
perfectly fine. The information is here.
Yes. And one of the reasons is we were talking with clients from US, and we were mentioning that we have a podcast to them. And actually they were seeing 10,000 subscribers. Wow, you're doing a good job. But we cannot listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Actually, one Greek guy from UK or US, it was a potential client. And we said, and he was excited because he knew Greek. He was abroad, but he knew Greek.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, really good effort, well done. And also this feedback from the clients, we thought why to not create a podcast in English? How much more valuable it will be for our clients to listen us talking on the podcast about what we're going to discuss actually here. Like ads, marketing, e-commerce, business ideas, because we like a lot business ideas, and how you can scale a business idea with paid ads. This is the most important thing. And viral marketing. We like viral marketing. So these are the core things that we, for the last 7 years, I can say 8 years, we are doing. Later we're gonna mention what we are actually doing and who we are. But we nerd out about these things, Facebook ads, whatever is related to marketing, we nerd out. This is also the core thing that we discuss in the Greek podcast. So we said let's do the same thing in English for our clients. A bit more focused on the ads section because where we are specializing, and this was the idea.
Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to talk about, because in the Greek podcast, for the people that don't know, because we have some Greek friends that will actually see this episode, and those people are already know us, and there are new people that haven't actually heard of us. In the Greek podcast, what we talk the name was we talk biz, so we are talk business. That's what we did. We talk about businesses in general, but actually because our world is around paid ads, marketing, e-commerce. This is what we actually discussed about all the time. If you are going to see in the comments below, all of the people that, because we have some very successful guests that we have hosted in the Greek podcast. And most of the people, some people are discussing okay, you're bringing only agency owners, you're bringing only e-commerce owners. You don't bring something completely different, because this is our world and this is what we actually do. So in this podcast, we are transparent. We're going to talk about these things, and this is what we do. We do paid ads, we do e-commerce. So we were talking mainly about this, but for sure, we're going to talk about the news and the marketing strategies and stuff like that. Is something that and for our personal lives too, because this is something personal. This is something that we do. We want it to be original, right?
Yes, totally. And I think it's a good transition point here to actually say who we are.
Yeah.
Do you want to start
Yeah, I'm John Portalios. I'm a paid ad strategist and also a 7-figure e-commerce owner. I have a business here in Greece that we sell phone cases, and we're doing really well. And right now I'm in the process of selling. With my business also, I have been to Dragon's Den, which is a show, for anyone that doesn't know, it's a show where you can present your business and get a deal. It went really well. I didn't accept the deals that were made, but it was really good advertising for my business. And we have also with my partner Antti, we have created a podcast in Greece that is quite popular in Greece, and we have also created a paid ads agency, that's called AdBreakers, the same name as this podcast. Now about you.
Yes. So actually, me, I'm a digital marketing specialist. So actually, I started together with John in his e-commerce business, smartfit.gr is the business. It's like the number one shop, as he said, here in Greece. So we started it in 2017. I was not like part of the company. He was like co-founder with another guy, with another friend, which we are gonna mention to future episodes for sure. And what he's doing, because we are like three of us that we like marketing, business ideas, and everything.
The Armenian American, right?
The Armenian. Yes, and so we separated our like roads. We split it. I went to military services. John was like, the e-commerce was not doing really good then, I remember, and he was the only one that stayed to the e-commerce. He sticks to e-commerce. He left the other co-founder. Me, I left to the military services. And like when I came back, I decided to start. I went on Upwork, so you can probably find me on Upwork as well, typing my name, Antti Tosca. And last year, like we joined our forces again, both on podcast and with the agency AdBreakers. And from last year, July, I think we started the podcast, the agency, and we are doing again stuff together, and we are growing like faster.
Yeah. But we didn't reconnect, like we didn't lost because
yes, it sounds like we lost. We are friends actually.
We are friends above all, above everything. So our business crossed at that time. Actually, when I went to Dragons, then we didn't have the podcast when I went there, but he was like the person, like he was him, my mom, and my girlfriend. So we are pretty close as friends. With me, the Armenian American, which his name is
Mirana
Damian. We're going to talk. We're going to definitely do a conversation with him also. Yeah, and so this is who we are. I can say like this is all. This is a good first episode. What do you think?
I think that's it. We are in Greece. We are from Greece.
We forgot about that. We're in Greece.
Yes, we are Greek. So we are.
The accent sounds like a Greek accent. Though, because when we hop into calls, 2 times they told me that they thought we are Russians for some reason. 2 times. So I was thinking maybe it's your accent in the video or your face.
My face, probably, because
both.
They have said I look like a Polish guy as well. I have a background from Albania. So, I wanted to address also like we are first friends because we met in the dormitories of university.
Yeah.
So
poor guys.
Really poor guys. So we're spending a lot of time. We were really good friends there. So we were like for 3 years before John started his e-commerce business. I joined later his e-commerce business. So we have to talk someday about this. How is like being friends and working together, if it's possible. I think it's possible because we have worked for many years. But it's actually really good when you have friends when you are doing this, because it's much more difficult when you are by yourself and trying to do business by yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Like the e-commerce thing that I did actually like after like the first 2 years, I was just by myself. Yeah, it is really hard. Like it is really hard to do anything by yourself. Like it's something that you cannot do it. Like you can sprint for some time, but you need partners. Like for sure. Like you cannot keep going. Like it's really difficult. But we're going to talk about these things in another episode. I think we can wrap this up.
Yes, I think we can wrap up. Greeting from Greece. So we can close this episode and we can talk more about like what actually this podcast is in the next episode.
Okay.
See you in the next one.
Okay.
Bye.
This is the pod. Bye.